It's a beautiful day for all of us in here and of course for you out there watching us. It is that time again when we get to connect, speak our minds and do things the way we think we want to do it. I didn't say the way it should be done. The way we think it should be done, it's a different ball game altogether. My name is Elizabeth Abai, and it is Conversations on NTA. I always put up a smile, whether or not I like it when I'm sitting down here, because somehow I have lovely ladies. They are not just beautiful, they are very smart, very engaging, very elliptical, and charismatic. So I want to go on. Today we're going to be rocking a lot of tables of people, but let me get to have you meet with our guest first. Let me start with Devon.
Yeah, well, yeah, Liz, I mean, like, you were on a roll there. I was really hoping you wouldn't stop. Flattery will get you everywhere.
Ah, yes.
Works for me every time. I'm not one of these people that gets worried when a
People
compliment
flatter
is...
you.
Yes, I like it.
It's important too.
I like
and
it.
I hate it when I dress up. I took my time,
Yeah,
and you just walk past.
I have to beg for a
Tell me I'm
compliment or something.
beautiful.
It's not working.
You don't
I
need to
have
beg
to
for
ask.
it.
My name is Deva Mom, and Romy Mom is guilty of that. Most of the time, I have to be like, okay, what do you think? Before he's like, oh, you look good. I had to remind you. No.
All right, so.
Interesting morning. My name is Joy Okpanachi. I can't wait for the conversation. For me, being a plus size, I have to be trendy. So that's one good thing I always tell people. You don't have to be a plus size and look horrible.
Exactly.
Good morning.
And she has a way of carrying it. Okay, minor size.
I actually like the part where she says we're going to be rocking. So we're rocking with Choma Ikejani today, and it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm really excited. And I actually took my time. You know why? Because I know I'm going to be rocking with ladies in Abuja.
Yes, and you look
Exactly.
it. You look it. I like your blue.
You super look it.
All right, so the topic today is respecting personal space. I told you we'll be rocking tables. How much do you respect my personal space? We'll get to have all of that masticated, but a little drama piece will put us on the right track for the discussion. Don't go away.
So, I recently had this experience with one of my friends, and I want to share with everyone what happened. Let's find out.
Does anyone have anything to contribute?
She kept sending me messages, and I got a bit distracted. I knew it was wrong to use phones while in a meeting, but I broke the rules for her. I kept my hands under the table and replied her.
Exporting produce right now? What are some of the challenges farmers face in fruit as it affecting the consumers? Production, measures, and put less strain on the environment and the people living in those areas affected by crude oil production.
When you're talking about crude oil,
Maybe that was where I got it all wrong, because she consistently kept texting me back.
Mineral resources or
And when I refused to answer, she then called me.
right now. For at least find out what is can this be rectified? How can we help and how can we help those farmers and the expertise and payment? Yes, in the nearest future. So this is where we can get our contributions.
We have seen how that played out, and I am sure a lot of you have so many thoughts running through your heads right now. Let's find out from our guests in the studio what they think about the situation.
What we think is plenty. And I see that was going on. All of us here was like, it happens. And somebody said, I just had experience the other day. It was you.
Yesterday, here I am in a meeting, and the person is calling me, and I'm not picking the call. And I'm in a very serious meeting. And you know, you don't even want to look at the phone, but you're embarrassed that the phone is ringing. So The person kept on calling 4 times. So I said, excuse me, I just have to take this call. So I take the call and I said, okay, can I call you back? That's what you said the last time.
It's not funny.
So you're thinking, so you don't want to be rude because you're in a very serious meeting. So I said, I'll call you back. So you hang up feeling bad. So it does happen. And I don't know why we're doing this. I don't know why we consistently do this.
And you know the worst part is, this one, it's me on a regular basis. When I go into a meeting, I always ensure that I put my phones on silence because I don't want to be embarrassed. And that text message comes. And because you feel okay, I might just finish from here, I go into production, so I may forget. Let me not sound rude. You reply that text message. The person, because you replied, usually it's on WhatsApp. Because you replied that WhatsApp, the person knows you're online. The next thing is calling you. And you forget that there is government time. One woman was caught doing the same thing, and I asked her, why are you picking that call? You're in a meeting. She says, it's my husband. I said, for crying out, this is government time, not husband time. If we had opportunity of dropping our phones, probably at the gate, and come in, if there is emergency, your family calls through the office line. And there was a life too before we actually had GSM. Sure. A sweeter life, if you ask me, because this thing is embarrassing. So your husband now calls you, or somebody calls you at work and is telling you want to check up on you. Are you working? You should know I'm in the office. That's personal time, and people should learn really to equate time to, different things at different times. Don't give. I think it's not right to just open up for people to call you at any time, whenever they want. And the other one I actually find. Before I empty my own, I don't know if you had your own.
I've had a lot of experiences, and the problem is that people don't get it. I think most of the time, I think it's more of, especially when elderly people call you, and you try to be polite. But there's something I understand in Nigeria. There's no need for being polite. Be straight up. I'm in a meeting, I'm busy. The worst calls I can handle are WhatsApp calls.
Oh, God.
Because I think that if you want to talk business, or if you want to talk about serious issues, you should be able to spend money to talk to me. So, and I noticed because WhatsApp is free, they keep going on and on. You press the number busy. The good things about our phones now tell you that I can talk right now. You have those things there telling you, I can talk right now. I will call you back and all that. But I just realized Nigerians, somebody told me that if you couldn't talk, why did you respond? So you don't even know where to start
I don't even understand that.
and where to stop. I just think for Nigerians, just be straight up and tell them, sorry, don't even bother to answer the phone, switch them off.
You see, for me, when it comes to gadgets, I feel the power is completely in my hands.
True.
Yeah? Like the scenario we saw. I'm not going to do that back and forth with you. I'm in an important meeting. I've managed to answer you the first time. The first thing I'm going to tell you is, sorry, I'm in a meeting, I'll get back to you. And then I'm putting that phone face down. That is, I haven't made the mistake of leaving it on in the meeting anyway, but now it's going face down. And my phone is always silent, even when I'm at home. So for me, that's, with regard to phones, that is such a non-issue. I can't even begin to say. It's just that it depends on on who that person is that's trying to reach you. If it's somebody that's close and that person is hell-bent on being difficult, it makes your life hell. Like the situation with the lady and her husband, for instance. I want to assume that they live together. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe he lives in another town. Okay, let's say they don't live together, he lives in another town, and maybe he just urgently needed to make some inquiry or something, I can excuse that. But if he was calling
Just to check up.
just to check up on you, just to have a quick chat and stuff, is it that he is currently unemployed and therefore has too much time on his hands? Or maybe, no, seriously, I'm not even trying to laugh, about this. It could be that he's unemployed. And sometimes when you're not you know, like occupied at the moment, you can lose track of time. It messes with your mind, kind of.
Exactly.
I've had people call me at 4:30 a.m. because I just woke up. You woke up at 4:30 a.m. My usual wake-up time is 6. But because you woke up at maybe 3 a.m. and you're still awake at 4:30, you know, you don't even bother to check the time, and you put in a call to a married woman at 4:30 a.m.
It's crazy.
And it's no big, and you know, you're somebody of the opposite sex,
It's
and
crazy.
oh, it's been a while. We haven't spoken.
Are you all right?
Are you
But you know
Are you
what?
fine?
But you know what? I want to address the silent thing. Putting your phone, because first of all, I waited 2 hours yesterday to get the appointment. This is a very important person, right? And he was busy. And when he saw, because you know you have to write, when he saw that it was me, he asked them to get me from the waiting room. So I've waited 2 hours. Nobody called me.
It happens.
Nobody
For
called
that
me.
2 hours, nobody
Wait,
called you.
No, nobody called me. So I remember going in because I didn't want to be disturbed. This is my time, right? I waited for it. And then I put it on silent. But here's the thing. You know, if you put on silent on the table, vibrates.
It vibrates, yeah.
So the first time I ignored it.
Oh my God.
The second time, and I'm dying. I want the hole to open up. Let me fall in. And then, you know, when you're in the middle of a pitch, right? Because it's the only time you have. And then it's ringing. You're thrown off.
Yeah, because it's
You're off.
distracting.
It's very distracting.
Yeah,
Look,
you're off.
he's now looking at me.
Me, yeah.
Right? So all of a sudden, instead of engaging in this important time, I'm now struggling with the phone, right? Meanwhile, when I get the phone, somebody, the secretary has now come in to whisper, I've lost that time. Do you see the problem? So then when I answered and I said, I'll call you back, that's what you said the last time. And I made the mistake and put it on speaker. I mean, it was like, so it's really, really difficult. And I don't understand why we're insistent on interrupting. You know, if I don't pick up the phone 4 times, isn't that a message?
4 times is
It's
a
too
stretch.
long.
If I call you twice and you don't pick,
You leave
I tell
it.
myself this person is busy,
busy.
maybe they're in a meeting. I mean, we're not quarreling, so why will you not want to pick my
Pick up,
call? There
pick
must
up.
be a reason. You could be driving. It's just not a good time. Maybe you're not near your phone. But people take it personal when you
Yeah.
don't take their call. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's one missed call.
Yeah.
I called
Yeah.
you the other day and you
You
didn't
didn't
pick. You know, I'll see that missed call and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'm busy right now in the kitchen. Oh, I'll call back. I get busy, I forget because, you know, maybe it's not somebody I keep in touch with frequently or we're not so close. And then, you know, it slips my mind. And then maybe a couple of weeks later or some days later, I remember, James tried to reach me the other day. Let me just call
Then
back.
just call.
And then you
Yeah.
call and the person, hi, how's everything? I saw your call the other day.
And it's taking
You
you
didn't
100
pick.
years.
There's nothing to talk.
Yeah,
There's nothing to say.
You know, like I didn't pick, but I've called you now.
there's nothing
You know,
to
like,
say.
and if it was something urgent, I'm assuming that since I didn't pick, you'd send a text.
Exactly.
So that I'll know, okay, this is something pressing that I need. So I didn't see a call. You know, I didn't see a follow-up call. You didn't. But I've called you back now. You know, so you don't have to guilt me about that time that you called and I didn't.
Or
For
be
instance,
upset.
I don't pick the phone in the market.
But why would you?
I don't because
You will
you
not
have.
hear anything.
I've heard of people's wrists being slashed
Yes,
because somebody is
because
trying
of-
to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
somebody
of
is
your
trying to
phone.
On
make
in
away
the
with your
taxi, in the
iPhone.
taxi, you
In
pick
your
a
car,
call, or you're in
know.
the market. You
So
know.
let me
Public
chip in.
spaces, I don't pick calls. Supermarkets, the markets,
And all the
I'm,
way you're
you know,
buying
I'm standing
stuff.
out in the streets. I
Wow.
don't take
Yeah.
calls. I have to wait till I get to a safe space.
Space, okay. Let me chip into what she said about people. You know, most of the time these days is that maybe you wake up and you want to go to the bathroom and you just say, oh God, I've not checked my phone, you know, like 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. I just realized that Nigerians are funny because they can sleep. And they think you can sleep, not knowing that you used the bathroom. They now start calling you at sleep time.
2 a.m.
And
Are
you
you
see, the
kidding me?
biggest mistake you make
Is to respond.
is to respond. That's why I realized I have so many friends, when they're online, you don't know. When they're offline, you don't know. Unless they respond to you, then you know. And I keep telling Nigerians, and there was a lady, I had an experience with a very good a classmate of mine. She's kind of very rude. She's always been like that. So I don't take heart to heart and all that. This early morning, she called me and I said, hi, I've been trying to get to you. I heard you've been on the road and blah, blah, blah. I said, why didn't you just send a text?
Done.
You know, it was even a big mistake
To say that.
that I even responded. And she just went off. And I said, if you can't sleep, she said, excuse me, I have insomnia.
Ah.
And I was like,
I heard the medicine.
and I said, I have insomnia too. Because we're at this point in our lives, medically, that this are one of those things that,
Trending.
because the premenopausal time, you know, you have insomnia, you have other things. I
Welcome to the club.
said, and you know what I said? I said, because you have insomnia, you can't, I sleep. Just let me sleep in the morning if you think it's important. After prayers, call me. And you know what she said? Go to hell and I'm blocking you. You know what? I just said, that's fine. So I think
Why do they take it so personal?
you see, it's most of the time it's a Nigerians just think the world about themselves.
You know, without emptying you, it's really, really offensive. I recall back in the days when my children were small, you know, I came back from work one day in the evening. It was supposed to be their time, around 7. The last one was 2 years. She was catching something. She was scared. She said, Mommy, see, you know. So we had this stupidity of having several phones. So she was trying to show me that thing. The first one rang, I took it. As it was ending, the second one rang, I took it. As she was still waiting to show the third one,
Oh my God.
I picked it. It was going back to the first one. The little girl got angry, took the phone and slashed it on the way.
Yeah.
And that was the newest of them. I raised my hand to, beat her. Then I admired my hand and brought it down and told myself the truth. It's her right.
Yeah.
It's her
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
This is her time.
You know,
Because
some
the
people-
technology is affecting.
Yes, some people do not know how to control themselves.
Sure.
The phone thing is something we should program ourselves, with. Don't let this phone rule your life. As a woman, if you're married, if you're not, even your personal time too, you need that me time. You need that family time. And the minute I began to put it strictly to people that once is 7 o'clock, certain people can no longer call me. Once is 9 o'clock, if I'm awake, it's my awake. It's not your awake. Don't call me. Even if I'm not sleeping, it's not your business. If I'm up, by 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., please don't call me. You will know that I'm online. It's not your line that I am on. It is on my own line. So even if you know, and even if you call me, I won't answer you. That's the truth. Then if you think there is an emergency, if you send me a text, I'll respond. Then another thing that happens is if people call me for the first time about those wrong hours, usually I'll pick. That's the first time. And if all I get to hear is, how was your day? I called to check up on you. Oh, okay, I'm calling to wish you happy new month. Happy new day. And I tell you, what's the time where you are? And you answer, I say, okay, thank you very much, but you could have done this from 9 a.m. You could actually do this by sending text, actually. So, and if I do that to you and maybe you don't get it, the next day you call by that time, I won't answer you. I'll see it ring, I won't pick. Because it's my time. We all do a job. You carry your work back home. At the end of the day, the highest we all have here, if we get to that, is 35 years. And then you go and wreck your home because your NTA staff, BBC staff, bank staff, the time you're supposed to be at home, take care of your husband and your children, you're busy on the phone. Hey, don't you know I'm the MD? Don't you know I'm the DP? Don't you know I'm the whatever, PDP? And all that. At the end of the day, you're taking calls round the clock. Your husband wants to talk to you, he cannot. Your children want to talk to you, they cannot. Mm-hmm. Remember, you will grow old and leave. Those people would have gone to talk to people outside who now begin to be their friends. So we must be careful with it.
I'm going to tell you what happened to me. I had to adapt. So, grew up in Canada, right? So, when I was in Canada, when I was in Toronto, so I can't call after 7. I just can't. Even 7 o'clock is stretching it. So when I came here, right? Are you laughing? So when I came here, I'm telling you, the first time it happened to me, I was shocked. Somebody called me at 9:30 and they were discussing business. And I said, I don't understand.
Beautiful.
Why are you calling me at this hour? How can you be calling me at this hour? You can't be calling me at this hour. Are you kidding me? Why didn't you call me at 5 o'clock? And I said, you can't call me at this hour. So then I got off the phone and I realized, wow, you know what? This is how it is here. Like, you got to adapt.
That's true.
So that was a major shift for me. So here's how crazy it became. So now when I call my friends, because I've adapted, when I call my friends in Toronto, I would like call my friend Sarah, I don't know, 10 o'clock on a weekday. I said,
PM.
Choma, yes. Choma, it's kind of late. Like, can we talk? And I went, oh, yeah, right. So it's really, really difficult. Is there a protocol? Is there a standard on what is the proper way to do this? Is there an etiquette on how to properly call people? And do we understand that? Do we have standards in Nigeria? What is that standard?
We don't have any
We
standard.
don't. Like, yeah, I just want to chip into what you said. You are an NTA staff, so your job is totally different from what we do. I realize that because I do a lot of contracts and I do stuff for people. I cannot control it because they have to give me the time. And most of the time when I call, they said, you can't call during office hours. You can't talk during office hours. They now tell you, you know, I'm always busy. I have meetings. I have to do a lot of work. And you know, Nigerians, they're always having meetings that really don't make any sense, but they'll be there forever. So now you're looking for something. They call the shots, so you have to work with them. So the thing now is that if that person is calling me at 11 p.m.
Wow.
Oh, that's different.
No, it's arranged.
No,
I mean, he
you see,
told you that's his own time.
No, the thing
I
here,
don't mind.
I'm just trying to, it depends on the kind
That's
of...
a good point.
It depends on the kind of job you do.
Especially as a contractor.
As a contractor. So because I notice in Nigeria,
You dance.
it's so difficult because that one chance that man calls you or that woman, if you don't take it, if you don't pick that chance,
They'll call somebody else.
guess what? Too bad. They're going to call somebody at 2 a.m. and they will even tell the person, can you come now? My dear, I cannot I cannot get this far and let somebody else take it. So when it comes to business, you can call me anytime.
Taking it from that perspective, perspective.
That's a good point.
When I was covering the National Assembly, I had this very proactive assistant producer. She was a more vibrant, should I say, extrovert kind of person.
Yeah.
I'm a bit introverted. So, I really wanted to nail an interview with the Senate President at the time, Senator Ken Namani. And I was so... And she's like, hey, call him. We had their numbers, but I wanted to go through the SA so that he
Protocol.
I'll talk to the
Protocol.
PA so that I'll talk to the SA. She's saying, that will take us like 3 months. Call this man, you have his number. I said, what if he doesn't pick? She said, call him. I said, what time? She said, hey, why don't you call him at 1 a.m.? I'm like, yeah, so the following day he'll pick up the phone and just call the DJ and I can be let go. She said, no, that's when you can reach them. They're always awake at that time of the night. They're having all kinds of meetings. He may just have finished from one meeting. He'll definitely still be awake. I was like, Grace, if I call this man and it goes bad, it's not going to end well for you either, And guess what? I called him. It didn't ring twice, and he picked it himself. And he was as clear voiced as, as I'm alert by 7 or 8 a.m.
That's our contractor.
In fact, I was so... First of all, I made that call knowing he wasn't going to pick. So it was just me trying to justify all righteousness.
Yes.
At least make
You're
a
not looking for how to enter.
at least I so take call and I know pick, that kind of thing. So when he now picked, I was completely
Off balance.
flummoxed, off balanced and everything. I was like, distinguished. My name
you
is
weren't
this.
expecting
Yeah,
it.
you know, I'm this, that, and the other person. I'm the producer of such and such a program. Luckily, he knew the program. I'm like, yeah, you're right. You are that lady. Yeah, it's me. Can we have an interview with you? Yeah, sure. When do you want the interview? I said, at your convenience, sir. And I said, okay, tomorrow at so time. Bad one. I had something doing at that very time. Could I tell him, no, sir, can we do it like in 2 weeks' time? I said, thank you very much, we'll be there. And we were there.
That's it.
You know, but these are extraordinary circumstances. You know, if you're just my friend, you know, and we play, and we just, you know, I think that if it's not an emergency, when you call me at 10 p.m., it sends panic through my mind.
You
That's
don't
the
do
first
business
thing.
with your friends?
Not really.
Okay, I do business with my friends.
Because I'm thinking,
You're
is
a
something
business
wrong?
person. But another thing I was going to talk about is, I don't know if you've had experience where somebody is not exactly your friend and the person calls you at any hour.
I don't like
But
that.
the worst part is
Yeah.
maybe early morning or in the evening. And guess what? It's
Yeah.
calling you on video call.
Yeah.
I don't even
No, that doesn't
understand
drive
why
me
that
crazy.
happens.
What kind
No,
of
that-
thing
you
is
know,
Because
that?
I wouldn't even
Yeah.
take the call. if
Whenever
it's
I
video
see
call.
that, as I assume it's a fluke, it's a mistake, you accidentally pressed
No,
video call.
sometimes.
No, sometimes it's not. I had
No,
experience.
yeah.
I
But why
called
did
the
they
guy
do
up,
that?
No,
and he was
somebody-
angry.
No, I noticed that most of the video calls that people make are the opposite sex.
Yes.
It gets to me because I won't do that to you.
I don't even take video calls.
I expect you. No, I do video calls with my family.
And
When you travel
only
and
family
you-
is free.
you see, because
any
your
other
family-
person, it has to be discussed and
But
agreed.
The problem in Nigeria is that we don't understand staying in our space and they stay in their space. It's I'm telling you, because I've been talking about video calls. Oh, were you doing something bad? You don't want to pick. Then somebody says, oh, are you in your house? Okay, the thing is different. So I just think Nigerians, look, I keep saying this thing. Before the phones came, things were beautiful.
We had better life. Jerry.
Technology is a problem.
But
There's the
technology,
positive
yeah, but
and the negative.
But I think the technology, the positive actually outweighs
Weighs
the
the
negative. And I
negative.
think
Okay,
that in
true.
every society,
True.
you will get deviants that will abuse that privilege, because it is a privilege, right? So having a phone, like I will never, if anybody knows me, have I ever spoken to you in video call? I wouldn't even take it.
I've
And
never
if they
accepted
do,
a video
and if
call.
they do a
No, I
video
have.
call, right? I switch it. I switch
Yes,
it
you
back
can
because you
switch
can
it,
switch it
yeah.
back. And then they say, I said, because I'm not going to do a video call. Why do you want to do a video call? Right? I may not even look the way that I want you to see me if you're doing a video call.
That's the first
So
thing.
You should. And it's always men that do this.
That's why I said the opposite sex.
I
Why
don't
they do it, I don't
always
know.
look like this when I'm at home.
And I
I'm
see
not
the-
wearing
I see the
makeup.
cameraman there closing his eyes because
No,
You know.
but you see, there's something I just realized. If you do a video call to a guy,
right.
he's not going to pick it.
Okay, when a
I'm
girl
gonna try that.
See,
when
let me
a
tell you.
girl does video call to a
this-
man, he doesn't
They
pick,
never
right?
pick it. And
they don't pick.
Then later they now said, oh, why did you do a video call? And I'm like, but you tend to do video calls to me. So what is good for the goose,
It's good for the gander.
that's it. So, and because every time I say, it's look, let me tell you, it's not even the WhatsApp call right now.
She's freaking out.
It's the video calls. You're in church
Somebody's
Sunday morning.
And somebody's calling you.
And you know, I always say, you no go church.
No, leave that. Wait. I'm coming. No, hang on. I'm going to have something to say about this, okay? We Catholics,
Yes.
there's 6 a.m. to 7:30.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's 7:30
You're
to
Catholic?
9. No, hang on.
Yeah.
There's 7:30 to 9. There's 9 to 10:30. We don't go to church and stay there for 5 hours. So if I call you at 10 a.m., I am thinking you went for early morning
If you're my
mass.
friend, you will know that I'm not Catholic.
Okay, too bad. No, I'm just trying. No, I want you to work with us. I want you to understand where this is coming from.
You have to respect
Yeah?
my space.
Okay, well, I agree with you because I know that the fact that I finished mass at 7:30
Right.
means I still wait for other people that want to finish at 2 o'clock.
Beautiful.
I wait for them because I know. I mean, I have family that
Right.
go to church at 9 a.m. and never leave the place until 3. And I'm like, what's
doesn't
wrong?
matter.
What happened?
So wait, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Which is more invasive, right? A video call, no matter at what time, or just a straight call,
Video
no matter
call.
at what
For-
time?
Video
For me,
call.
all of them.
No, I think video. It's my privacy. There is
But
something
video
about
call
my
is very
privacy.
annoying.
There's something about my privacy, because my hair is all,
Exactly.
everything is all.
You're
Hello.
yourself.
Thank you.
Wait till I'm properly propped
Uh-huh.
up.
Uh-huh.
Even if
Yeah.
I'm properly propped up, if you're not my friend,
Yeah.
please, or family,
You're missing
even if you're
it.
my friend, I always insist. It's better to send a text. Are you okay? Can I?
Yeah. Can I
give
do?
you a
Can
video
we
call?
do
I
a
want
video
to show
call?
you something.
People don't know. When,
know.
you see what I'm trying to tell you?
Consideration.
People don't know where to draw the line. Most people you know are acquaintances. They don't get it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
So you see, if the people you're dealing with don't get it that they're an acquaintance, how will they know? They think you're pally-pallies.
No, but you see, this thing, it's a Nigerian thing. You know, hang on. In Nigeria, there are 2 of these things, or 3 rather. Family, friend, enemy.
Yeah.
There's nothing like
Acquaintances.
acquaintance. We don't know that thing. So, you know, somebody you bumped into once 3 years ago
That is my friend.
at a comedy show, you know, and, you know, you just
don't know,
shared some
laughing.
bands, you know, you laughed and you exchanged names and everything. We'll run around the whole place telling people you're his friend.
True.
And
I
you
know her
they're
very
like,
well.
oh, yeah, I met Michael the other day and he's your friend. And I'm like,
Okay.
which Michael? Oh, Michael Ojuku, this, the other thing. Okay, yeah, I'm like,
You can't remember.
what does he look like? I mean, did we work together? No, but he's your friend. I'm like, okay, if you insist.
Let me give you a perfect scenario. In the bank, you're sitting down during COVID-19, right?
Yes.
You're doing your personal space, waiting for the doors to open. Somebody's behind you, and they're on the phone, and they think it's their office, and they're loud,
Nigerians allowed everywhere.
okay? You try to respect yourself. So they say, okay, madam, you can go in. So you go in. I'm in the little circle, waiting for the teller to beckon me to come. The same guy. Are you laughing?
It's still
Has now
talking.
followed, right? And I'm now with the teller by the bank. The guy that has the phone, he's not doing personal space. He doesn't care which COVID. He's now coming, madam, deposit slip, and he's on the phone. So I turned around and said, what is wrong with you? Is this your office? Can you keep quiet? I'm a cancer patient. Can you
Yeah.
go back? So people
That's
get
emotional
really,
blackmail, by the way.
of course it is. People get really upset with this, but there's nobody that adheres to that whole, even personal space with keeping your proximity. You know, the 6 feet. They don't.
They don't.
And then when you tell them, it's only if you have like a good excuse. But look, you know what? You may be asymptomatic and you're on the phone. Great for you. But you know what? My whole body has been traumatized already. I don't want it to be traumatized again. But do I need to explain and put my personal business in public for you to maintain your personal
have to.
space?
You have to.
Like this. It's
a
it's
pity.
my pet peeve. It's an everyday thing here.
Yeah.
It's true. A lot of people, even where you probably your workplaces, you go to church, and it's just, I think the God of Nigerians is different from other places because, because the way we actually behave, if it's
COVID.
visited with upon us with the other places, we'll be in trouble. We have all cleaned out. People will tell you, COVID, it does not stop
it doesn't
friendship. They want to.
exist.
You're trying to they want to hug you. Respect my space. I don't need that hugging. And the good thing about it is there are other diseases we could actually spray, spread out like that. But because we're keeping that social distance thing,
Distancing.
we have a reduction in
Yes,
most of us
absolutely.
epidemic, breaking out. But I need something. I need you guys to help me, judge me if I'm wrong, because some people think I'm wrong. Some also think I'm right. Somebody came to visit me, unannounced. I don't know where he came from. Anyway, but I know it's far away place. And that was 9:35
Night?
At night?
Oh,
at night.
okay.
That's a problem.
And the person kept ringing my doorbell, ringing
won't
the
answer.
doorbell, ringing the doorbell. I checked with the security camera. I saw the person clearly. I didn't answer. The next thing I did was to climb up, took out the battery of
The bell.
the bell so that I can have a peaceful sleep.
What?
And I went to my room and lay down and slept.
Yeah.
30 minutes after, the same guy was now calling my phone after 9. And I looked at it, I threw away the phone and slept. By the next day, I returned the call. I said, you called me yesterday. He said, what do you mean? I was on your place. I wanted to give you a surprise. I said, me and you, who come surprise now? It's you that got the surprise now. How would you leave wherever you were?
Security.
Say you came into Abuja, you left your place, traveled all the way to Abuja, I didn't know about it. You finished your business, and I realized you had time in your hand. You decided to come to my place at 8:30 something, unannounced. So me and you, who come surprise? It's you now.
It's so
I
wrong.
don't understand. The
rude.
person said, I thought we were friends. I said, we are friends now, but it's not to the point of you coming like
I know, it's
Nicodemus.
wrong. You see,
No,
I
it's
think
wrong.
what Nigerians do this thing, I think, I don't know if they think it's cute, or I don't know if it's their way of establishing that they're very close to you or what. But the thing is, if you give me adequate notice that you're coming, I prepare for your coming so that I can receive you well. You don't know what anybody is going through. The financial one is the most obvious, so there's that one already. You don't know whether this person is just managing their little indomie and soaked gari and keeping their dignity when they leave the house. You don't know if they're just managing to put 10 liters each time they want to drive around. No, I'm
true.
being very serious.
It's true. It's
So
true.
now,
It's
you
true.
put the financial aspect aside. You could be going through something personal, a personal challenge that you're not in the mood to share with anybody at that time. Like me, for instance, whenever I happen upon one of those, bumpy times in life, I just want to withdraw into my shell, deal with it privately, allow that storm to pass, and come out and face the world again with my mask on. It matters. It's not everybody that needs to see your struggle. There are the people that will go out there and mock you. There are those who will be happy you're
Yeah.
going through that particular, but even if they're not, even if they're going to genuinely sympathize with me, this is how I want to deal with it, and I prefer to deal with it in private. So when you show up at my doorstep,
At your house.
at my
personal home.
house, and the plan is
night.
to stay overnight or maybe
If it's
many nights,
Yeah.
and you don't know what frame of mind I'm in, you don't know what my financial state is like and all this, you've put me in a bad place. And this is all people are looking for when they say, give us a little time, tell us, let us know ahead when you're coming, so that we can prepare, I can prepare myself emotionally, mentally,
that for you.
even if I need to borrow money to stock the kitchen up,
And all that.
I'll do that so that you can stay and have a comfortable stay
Comfortable.
and enjoy yourself and go.
Okay.
But when you show up unexpectedly,
When did
and I
they-
have just one tuber of yam in my kitchen, and I've been eating my food without any meat inside, and
I
then you
know.
come and then
But when did this happen? When did this happen?
Not too long ago.
Okay. This is a COVID era. That again,
In itself.
in itself, it's a problem.
Curfew.
Yeah, because I keep telling people, so many people I know don't believe in. They just said, these Oyibo people have come again. Government wants to make money. This, that, and it's a typical thing in Nigeria. That's how we roll. One, you can't come to my house. I'm a people's person. all my life growing up, I'm a people's person. But when it comes to people, it stops outside. You cannot, it's a no-no, leave where you're coming from to come to my house at night. During the day, I will not open. So at night,
And the night self,
is
the
worse
protect
off.
yourself is joy.
That's what I'm saying. Because most of these times you open the door at night, and that is when those people,
Yeah.
your visitors that you are not looking for, that is when those robbers come.
Yeah.
Asheri
So
boys.
you have to be careful, because
Yes.
I had an experience that was years ago in Lagos. A friend of mine, we grew up in Kaduna. We all went to command together. I think we even did children's school as well, Hawa Nursery. So it was like we're family. I used to live with them during holidays. My friend is difficult. When I say difficult, it's difficult. I don't eat in the mornings. If you give me one piece of meat, I will eat it. If there is no meat, I don't have a problem. We don't eat at night. My friend will eat at 8
AM.
a.m.
Okay.
She will now tell you she wants to take brunch at... She doesn't do that in her house, so she wants to do that at 12. She wants to eat at 2. She wants to eat
At 6.
like 5-6 times a day.
Wow.
How do you come to somebody's house
And put that load on somebody.
and put that load on somebody?
I'll have that question answered, but let's quickly take a break.
See what we're talking about.
Okay, so
I'm trying to switch it off. It's not
We are
going off.
I
trying
want to see
to-
what you guys will think of this, because this is
okay,
real
Choma,
time.
I need you to, go ahead.
Okay, so this happened to me recently, and I'd love to get you ladies' opinion on this. So I just moved into a new place.
Okay.
It's amazing, and I was excited. So as I was moving in, I knew that I had a neighbor, right? But she's laughing.
Nosy Packers.
But I didn't, I'm an extrovert, but I'm an introvert when I'm in my house, right? So I just mind my business. And she knew I did a lot of renovations, right? Because I was doing a lot of stuff. So I was there for about 2 months. And so one day I came out and I saw her, and she was doing the, flower stuff. And I said, "Oh, good morning." And you know what she said to me? She said, "Wow, finally, you finally said good morning to me."
Are you freaking serious?
Now,
Your neighbor?
my neighbor. Now, I want to tell you the proximity of space and social distancing. First of all, I said to her, "You know that there's no way that I can come to you because I just moved here. And I apologize if you felt offended." And she said, "Well, yeah, I did. I was offended." I said, "But I'm not going to come to your door and ring your doorbell and introduce myself.
No.
I just don't do that." I said, "I grew up in a place, I grew up in Toronto, and we mind our business." So was it a bad thing that when I moved in and I didn't extend, I didn't...
Don't let Joy answer, because she'll finish the woman.
Yeah, I would like to answer this
It's
though.
actually, for the first time, I'll go off. I think it was a bad thing.
Wow.
I wouldn't say it was a bad thing. I'll just give my
No,
own.
I would just
but
say
I
the way
didn't do
it
it.
is. It
No,
is.
no,
but
I don't
didn't-
think it's
no,
a bad
no,
thing.
But I didn't do it intentionally.
Exactly.
It wasn't intentional, because the times that she used to come out, she was very busy doing her thing, and I didn't know her, right? And so the time that I reached out to her, I looked up and she
There
looked
was
and I
eye
said,
contact.
oh, yes, absolutely.
No, I think it happened because you're coming from a different.
I agree.
Well,
I'm
there's
telling
that
you.
too.
I think because you're coming from. I grew up in the barracks. We don't talk to the next door person, and it was just okay. That's the way. I think where you live as well. But I think for you, because
Yeah.
if I go anywhere, I'm not looking for a friend. But all you just say, because anything can happen. You might need them someday. Maybe
Oh
accidents.
no, we're good
or
friends
all that.
now.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
but I was shocked.
That
this
she
is
said
responded
I
that
felt
way.
And she
offended.
even
had-
guess what? But she even told you.
Some
No, I
people will
think
not talk.
I think I'm sorry. In my view, your neighbor is petty.
No, I don't agree.
No, that's
Well,
me.
all of us
That's
have
my
our views.
opinion.
See,
No,
see, this is
I
interesting.
feel your neighbor is petty. I'm the kind of person who greets a lot, especially if I make eye contact with you, I will not wait. I'll greet. Even if you're a child, I'll throw a smile your way or how you doing, that kind of thing.
But I felt so bad.
No,
and I wanted.
She wanted you to feel so bad.
I'm
No,
not.
I don't
I'm not.
think so.
I'm not
No,
trying
no.
to.
You know what?
I'm not trying to put you down. I'm just explaining the kind of person I am.
Yeah.
However, I
No,
don't
I felt
expect
really
that
bad.
back from everybody. I don't expect that back from everybody to the point
But
of
I'm glad
feeling
she told
offended.
me though. No. I am glad that she told me because here
Beautiful.
are two individuals in a
Different.
building that I'm thinking she's amazing, and she's probably thinking, who the hell did this woman think that she's come here? She's not even greeting me, right? So, right?
I wouldn't tell you, but I'll feel that way.
All right, let's quickly respond to lots of messages here before we go into that. Good morning, ladies.
thinking about
I
For
don't feel
me, I
offended over
think
things
people
like
should
that.
do the right thing, to know the right time to call others, because it is not about being busy, but sometimes it's not. It's also about not being in the mood, and I quite agree with you. And let's
what you
check. Said, can we call this line? The answer is no. Please don't call the line. Send message. We'll answer you like you just sent now. Let's see. Good morning. I'm enjoying the show. My own opinion is the issue of calls at odd hour. It is it has two sides to a coin. If it's an emergency, it's okay, because some people have actually run into robbers and dangers as a result of an answered call. Very correct. Many people feel they are entitled to call you anytime and day, and when you do not answer, they feel offended. It's annoying though. And then the other one is my advice is for all Nigerians to learn to respect people, especially when it involves call. Pass this message either through text message. And okay, we're actually announcing it. We're not passing through text messages. Let's see if we can take one or two more. It says, someone called me at 1 a.m. and said he just wants to know if I'm awake. Are you a
He
witch?
woke me up.
Can you imagine?
Are you a witch?
Monitoring
I wonder what she told the guy or the person
She
that
didn't
called.
she didn't say. I think people complicate it when themselves are unable to manage between business line and private line. That's real true. So like you did rightly
Yes, like
mention
I
that
just said.
when it's business, you're available.
Yeah.
And then I think I also mentioned that if you call me and it's your first time, I always will pick because it could be emergency, except
Yeah.
if I'm sleeping for real. So I'll pick it and, find out why you're asking. If within the first 30 seconds or even 1 minute, you're not saying something meaningful, it's just, I want to check up on you, how are you, how are the children, blah, blah.
At that
I'm like, this is a
hour.
time waster, and I don't have time for
that
this kind of
hour.
people. Then I'll subtly tell you in a very nice way that you shouldn't do this. If you do it again, I won't answer you.
Nigerians
You've
don't
lost
understand
it,
when you
you
tell
know.
them nice.
I'm a
But then
very
again,
polite person.
we've spent so much time talking about phones. The physical personal space thing bothers me.
It's my pet peeve.
I'm not a hugger. I'm not into hugs. And it makes me come off as cold and
Snobbish.
standoffish. It's just not a culture we had in our home growing up. In fact, I used to get scolded for, hugging
For not
random
hugging.
strangers that came to the house. After they leave, my mom will be like, you come here with your ear. Who told you to go and hug that person? Have you ever seen her before? So over time, it became my
Wow.
default setting to not give hugs.
Yeah.
So that's how I am. I don't hug. I ordinarily don't do handshakes either. And if I'm going to hug you, I'll probably do a side hug, except if we're really close, then I'll go all in. You know, but then there are these people you meet and, you know,
Huggers.
I mean, I was at a party one day with my husband, and thank God the person who gave me that hug was gay, you know, openly gay. It wasn't
did
like,
you know?
I mean, like,
Everybody
open.
knows,
no,
okay.
everybody knows it was that kind of event, you know.
Okay.
He was openly gay, you know. I didn't know this person from anybody. I was standing next to my husband. He came over to greet us, gave my husband a handshake, and went in for a bear hug with me. And I was standing there like, please release me right now. Not for any other reason, but this person is male. I'm just meeting you for the first time. I ordinarily don't even do bear hugs with ladies. Why am I still in your grip
Really?
30 minutes later?
Wow.
I mean, 30 seconds
Seconds.
later.
Wow.
You know, I was like, well, at least Rami knows the guy is gay. So whenever he chooses to free me. You know? But there are people that are like that, you know. They're very effusive, very over the top. They meet you right now and bam.
Yeah.
No, you have to be my friend.
You know, and in a way, thank God for
You have to
COVID,
be,
because now people are forced to,
Some
hi.
peop-
I'm
some-
like,
No,
Some people are
people
still
still
breaking
hug
it.
and
Bump.
packing
Some
and
people
all
still
that.
break it. Some
You
people
know.
are asking us questions. Let's see if we can quickly answer them before we go. Good morning, ma'am. This question is long, but my name is Deborah. Please, I want to ask a question. I went to church, that's a prayer house. I was sitting when a song came to my mind, and while I was writing it, the prophet told me that it's not good, that I'm mannerless. First of all, I don't believe in this prophet at all, and my auntie took me there, and the girl in front of me, I don't know, was chatting on WhatsApp and Facebook. Now my question is, between the two of us, who is doing the wrong thing?
Both.
Me that is singing
was
a
this
song.
in church?
Yeah.
Yes, she
Both
said
of them.
that is she was singing a song
It's
in her
rude.
head,
No,
and
but
another person was
Nigerians use the
chatting.
phone in
She was
church.
singing a song in her head.
And
Yes.
she wanted to write it.
And-
I think it's
They should even allow.
No, you see, the thing here is that I'm sitting in church, and I stopped sitting close to a friend of mine because I realized that she's always on the phone
Wow.
In church.
in church.
Is
Wow.
she talking or
That's
is she-
awful.
Sometimes she bends and to talk, and
That's
sometimes
no,
she,
that's awful.
then you
Wow.
know the thing here is that she starts to chat, and I just don't get it. We should have that, you know. If it was years ago, you can, you know, if you were much younger, if you're in a teen church, they would just come and take the phone off you. But they expect, as an adult,
You should know what to do.
you should know the good thing, the bad thing, the times to do certain stuff.
All right. Our
And-
time is.
our time
no
is.
longer.
Oh my
Also,
God.
No,
so
it can't
one-
be. That's no, it's not
it's 1
possible.
hour already.
No, it can't be.
You're encroaching into another person's space now.
Wow.
Another
That's
program
We'll
space.
come next time.
And we
We
said
have
we
to
should
set an
mind our
example.
spaces.
Okay.
All
Set
right.
an
Choma, it's
example.
been nice
Beautiful.
having a chat with you, and I hope you will be able to call again and give us those nice ways of expressing things. Joy, thank you too for coming.
Thank
and
you
Devon,
for
Devon is the
inviting
owner of the
me.
show. Me, I'm the senior house help.
Have you?
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.